Using the tempo track in Cubase can feel like tricky business. I know I have had it mess up a project and reaching for the revert button more than once, but if you know how to set it up, it can be a super powerful tool. In this tutorial, I'll walk you through what I think are the 4 most common ways in which to use it. The first one is how to take a sample and speed it up or slow it down. The second one is taking a MIDI track and make a follow ramp up or down in an audio file. The third one is taking a track that is not played to a metronome and make it align to a metronome. And the fourth one, and I think this is the most powerful one, is taking audio and MIDI files and apply a speed ramp. So these techniques both have to do with what in classical terms are called rit for ritenuto, that's slowing down, and ac for accelerando, that's speeding up. They can add excitement and drama to your tracks or be used functionally to create smooth tempo transitions. Let's dive into Cubase and I'll show you how to do it. Let's start with the basics. Here I have an empty project and let's just quickly create a signature track and a tempo track and a folder, utilities. Let's put them in there and put them above here. Together with the signature track, the tempo track tells the metronome how fast to count. Let me add a signature here for 4th and 6th, 8th, and change the tempo here to 60 BPM. Let's listen to it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. MIDI tracks always follow the tempo track and as a result the metronome. It is as if the MIDI magnetically sticks to the tempo track. I'll show you by adding an instrument. Let's take the groove agent track and let's load an instrument here and drag this onto the track here. And if I drag this tempo up, it will play faster. But what about audio files? So here I'll look for a drum loop. Let's disable this at about 125. But as you can hear from the metronome, it does not follow the tempo. So there's a easy way to do this, and that is turn musical mode on. Now on this tempo track, you see all these marks. Those are the beats that Cubase detected. Or that are saved in the audio file. The thing that Cubase does is just magnetizes again to the tempo track. So now it corresponds. And if I slow it down, you can recognize audio tracks that are in musical mode by, of course, this little thing, or in the pool window, you see musical mode also here on the little icon on the track itself. Let's listen to the second example and then we'll align MIDI to an audio track. I don't know if you can hear it, but something definitely feels off in this arrangement. This is very true because the bass line and the MIDI were recorded separately and now they don't line up. Let's make sure the audio does not stick to the grid and then apply a speed ramp to fix the alignment. Much better. Oh, little audio dropout there. For the third method, I loaded a keys and it was not played on a metronome, but it has to fit in the rest of the project. I'm gonna let it analyze and then set it to a metronome. Let's listen to it first. And as you can hear, it's not completely in time. So let's use tempo detection. It gives a warning. And that's about the end here. So when I set it to smooth, I tell Cubase the tempo should be about the same tempo all the way through. The analysis set the tempo to about 60. We'll multiply this by 2 because the tempo of the track should be about 135-ish. The goal here is to match up the time grid to the audio. With the analysis, Cubase did the bulk of the work for us. But with the warp grid tool, I'm gonna manually adjust the grid markers. I can do this visually by looking at the waveform and drag the marker to the start of the note. Or I adjust the markers just by listening and adjusting by ear. If I want to delete points, I can press my Shift key and click the little flags in the timeline at the top of the screen. If I do this, of course, the tempo won't change until there's a new point. Now let's skip forward to the end of the track because there's something interesting going on there. We got a little bonus point here, and we can easily solve this. Hit like if you also want to have bonus points. First, I select the normal selection tool, and then I delete a few of these points. Now, Cubase thinks that the much higher tempo is the tempo of the track, which of course isn't true. But if we select the first point and scroll down here, we can adjust the tempo that this point gives to the metronome. So that's all nice and done now. And now under Audio, Advanced, I can set definition from tempo. And I want to write the definition in this audio file. Okay. Now the definition I made is in the audio file. And if I select all the events here, select all events, and I delete them, and I put it on 130. It's perfectly in sync with the metronome. If I turn off musical mode, so the musical magnet that magnetizes it to its tempo, you get the original thing. Now the fourth method is fairly simple, and it's how to apply speed ramps. Make sure that the track you want to use, we're going to use the same track, is in musical mode. Drag this pattern here so it plays along with the track. It's a little nonsensical to let it play like this. Let's listen to it. Duplicate a few times, cut it down here, because what I wanted to show is how to make a speed ramp. Let's have some fun with it. Maybe at the beginning slowly speed it up from 60. And a little break here. A lot of fun, if you can see, speed ramps. If you like speed ramps, drop a snail in the comments or a leopard. Within Cubase, it's also possible to create neat tape machine style start or stops. You can do this for a whole song or a selection of tracks within the project. Check out this short to find out how. Okay, I hope you guys learned something in this video. Thumbs if you liked it, subs if you loved it, and I see you in the next one. Relvoet out.